I don't know what happened to your country.
Got an idiot for Prime Minister.
It's like the invasion of the body snatchers. I don't know what happened. Not just your government. This fellow, he goes by the name of Bernie Farber, the head of the Canadian Jewish Congress, was very upset by what's going on. Well, what upset Mr. Farber? He said he saw burning Israeli flags at a demonstration. But the burning flesh of Palestinian children incinerated by the white phosphorus, that doesn't upset the executive director of the Canadian Jewish Congress. Then you have this carpetbagger from Harvard named Mr. Ignatieff. This professional whore of war. Whore of war. I respect Elliot Spitzer's call girl 1,000 times over that Michael Ignatieff. She was just a poor girl, really, from a dysfunctional home. She needs some money. What is Michael Ignatieff's excuse for being a high-priced whore? So what does he say? He says, Hamas is a terrorist organization, and Canada can't touch Hamas with a 10-foot pole. But of course you can touch Israel, which drops white phosphorus, murders children, blows up ambulances, blows up mosques, bombs UN compounds. That's not a problem. You can not only touch Israel, you can embrace Israel. Frankly, I wouldn't touch Michael Ignatieff with a 10-inch bar. I would hope at each of his press conferences, people will show up with shoes. And then there is this fellow who likes to fashion himself the Canadian Alan Dershowitz. And you know what? He is the Canadian Alan Dershowitz. He's a veritable freak. Each day, he comes out with another article telling us why Israel is doing everything right and Hamas is the most criminal organization on God's earth. He came out with a new one yesterday. There is almost no comparable example anywhere in today's world of a group that so systematically violates international agreements related to armed conflict. He's very upset. Hamas is responsible for the recruitment of children in armed conflict. But he's not upset at Israel incinerating children not in armed conflict. For Mr. Kotler, that's no problem or merits no mention. That's the bad part. But then there's the good part, the silver lining, I suppose, in the cloud. And the silver lining is Israel prepared, as they like to boast, 6 months for this war, not just from the military point of view, but from the propagandistic point of view. They thought they had all the pieces in place. They said how this time they were going to have female spokespersons with the press because it presents a softer image. Now, of course, they didn't have to worry about most of the major media, which are bought and paid for from the get-go. But somehow, some way, call it miraculous, within about 2 or 3 days, their whole propaganda edifice began to collapse. It's hard to explain how, but it was clear that public opinion was not buying this war. It's also clear that large sections of the Jewish community are defecting from this war. You can see it. If you look at the liberal bloggers at places like Salon.com, the Huffington Post, they didn't go along with the war. There's a real chance now, a real opportunity, albeit amidst horror, murder, and mayhem. There's a real opportunity now for a breakthrough. We have to organize, we have to work hard, we have to study, learn the facts, and try to open up the minds, open up the hearts, open up the eyes of many people who hitherto have been tricked and seduced and fooled and lied to about the nature of the conflict and why it hasn't yet been resolved. But I'm absolutely confident if we stick by the factual record, stick by the truth. Mahatma Gandhi, when he fashioned his movement to free India of the British occupation, he was looking for a term that would embody his ideas. And the term he came up with was satyagraha. And he translated it as hold on to the truth. And that should also be our motto. Hold on to the truth. And all the signs are very encouraging. I have never seen, and I've been involved in this a long time, so many young people, and more than this, a little older than young people, diligently, conscientiously searching out the facts, sending me fact sheets, sending me quotes, assembling chronologies, no empty rhetoric, no rhetorical posturing, just sticking hard, sticking close to the facts. If we stick hard to the facts, hold on to the truth, apply basic, elementary, uncontroversial principles of justice, I say we can win. There was a labor organizer, early part of the 20th century, Joe Hill, and he was framed in a murder charge and he was killed. And his famous last line was, "Don't mourn, organize." Well, I can't agree with the first part. There have been 1,000 deaths, 1/3 of them children. I cling to life. I want to live. Life is precious to me. I clung to the life of my parents for the last days of their life. If I can extract one more breath from them, I would do anything for it. Life is sweet. We all want to live. I mourn the deaths of those 350 children in Gaza. We should mourn, but then we have to organize, 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 and put an end to this madness. Thank you.